Cardboard. enter here. This is the resting place of Thutmose III, and this tomb is guarded against those who would harm the items in his tomb or disturb his eternal slumber.
Oh, great scribe, I have returned, and I brought students with me that want to learn more.
I am Baraka, loyal servant and scribe to Pharaoh Thutmose III, Horus, mighty bull, arising in Thebes, he of the two ladies, enduring in kingship like Ra in heaven, Horus of God, powerful of strength, holy of diadems, he of the sedge and the bee, son of Ra, Thutmose, beautiful of forms. I have been entrusted as the keeper of secrets and the teller of stories. Who would listen and learn? Thutmose III, the sixth pharaoh of Egypt in the 18th dynasty, was the greatest of Egypt's pharaohs. Thutmose III was the son of Pharaoh Thutmose II and Isis, a minor wife. When Thutmose II died in 1479 BC, the child Thutmose III became king. However, because he was just a child, he shared power from the beginning of his reign with Hatshepsut, his father's wife, who acted as regent and the real ruler of Egypt. For approximately 22 years, Hatshepsut assumed the formal role of king. When Thutmose was old enough, she made him general over all Egypt's armies and navies. Thutmose married Hatshepsut's youngest daughter, Meretri, with whom he had a son named Amenhotep II. When he was 23 years old, with the death of his stepmother Hatshepsut, Thutmose III then ruled Egypt on his own for 32 years until his death in 1425 BC. Thutmose was a military genius. He was a conquering ruler. He is recorded to have captured 350 cities during his rule, conquering much of the Near East, from the Euphrates to Nubia. He was the first pharaoh to cross the Euphrates, where Iraq is today. Thutmose III made a total of 17 military campaigns. His most famous campaign was his first, when he decisively defeated a large Canaanite coalition under the king of Kadesh at the Battle of Megiddo. He was 23 and had just become pharaoh. Thutmose III is one of Egypt's greatest warrior pharaohs, and he changed his country into an internationally respected superpower in the ancient world. Thutmose III was educated as a child in the Theban temple. Therefore, he was very religious. To announce his authority, he was a prolific builder of temples throughout Egypt. He also put statues inside them, which show him as a devout king. The faces of the statues are not portraits, but idealized faces between the traditional and the contemporary ideal of beauty. These statues were placed in or in front of a temple to show the king worshiping the gods. Disturbing the rest of the pharaoh is a dangerous quest, and to complete the task, you must solve a riddle. There are many powerful charms protecting Thutmose to ward off thieves and those wishing to disturb the rest of the Pharaoh. Mighty Thutmose chooses who is worthy to enter here. Whoever is brave enough to take the challenge, step upon the stones. Take 3 deep breaths. Turn in 1 1/2 circles. And move to your left 2 stones. The Pharaoh has chosen the traveler with the heart of the great lion to open the door to the burial chamber. Whoever is standing on the lion, look for that symbol on the wall and press on it. The treasures of the tomb are for no living man's pleasure. They are to enable the Ka, or spirit of the mighty Pharaoh, to continue to live on after death. The body of the Pharaoh was specially prepared after his death to ensure his Ka would continue. The many stone and wood replicas of his body ensure that if the embalming fails, and his mummy is destroyed, he may still follow the souls of his fathers to the afterlife. The Book of the Dead will help the Pharaoh to overcome the many dangers of the kingdom of the dead as he is judged by Osiris. If he is judged to be less than good, he will hunger and thirst for eternity. If he is judged to have been good, he will go to the heavenly fields of Yaru to serve Osiris. All the things he needs for Yaru have been brought here to his tomb. The grain sustains him. His furniture comforts him. And there are things to entertain him. You will find images of horses and oxen to help in the work of Yaru's fields. The Ushabtis, or statues, represent the servants who will serve the Pharaoh in the afterlife. You have received the story of the Pharaoh. You have been granted access to the tomb. Now go and leave the mighty Thutmose to his eternal slumber.
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah.